Welcome back to Me. I Am a Memoir, the meaning of Mariah Carey, as we continue our journey eastward, because we're going from
Clint
New Mexico.
Eastwood?
No, we're going from New Mexico, which is in the west, to Tennessee, which is a bit further east.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my geography.
Sure. Don't know. It's better than mine. I believe you.
we're going to Tennessee. We will continue in just a moment, but before that,
so I have not a Mimi moment, but a little bit of cause chat.
Cause chat. No, I didn't think this episode could get any worse.
Oh my god. So,
is it about the brother and his weirdness?
No, it's actually about Mariah Carey.
What?
So,
Mariah Cause Chat.
I know. I was listening to a podcast about the cause because I'm a sad loser.
You love the cause.
They
Remember,
interview it.
You got it from
we
the
love the cause.
servo. We know about your cause
exactly.
servo tragedy.
I was listening to this podcast and they were interviewing people that were basically a part of the debut album of The Cause. Which
the people who polished the tin whistles?
Literally. Which includes...
Got the spit out of the tin whistle.
I need to... Which includes their champion, David Foster.
Oh, yeah, David
who
Foster.
helmed the whole thing, right? So
who also was a producer on Rainbow.
Yes. So this is all happening. They're making the things and they get in touch with people who worked on like the videos and this and that. And they end up with the stylist, a woman named Barsha Zamorska.
Barsha, how's it going?
We love a bit of Barsha. Side note, through the episode, find out she's actually one of the few people in the world that has the same thing that Celine Dion has at the moment.
A backwards jacket.
Oh my god. Yeah, when I say at the moment, I mean 1998. Oh no.
I don't know why that goes.
It's stupid. I love it. No, is it stiff person syndrome? I think that's what it is. So not only is that kind of like a weird sort of parallel thing happening, she was the stylist on the Runaway video, I believe. Oh. And also just casually was in the Mariah Carey camp for like most of the 90s, including the All I Want for Christmas Is You video.
Oh, so at Mariah's house.
At the house. Like they done know each other. So if you go onto her Instagram, there's a bunch of behind the scenes videos, photos of this era of Mariah. I was like, Are you telling me that the same person that styled The Beautiful Cause also styled the beautiful Mariah Carey? And more to this.
I bet you it took her longer to do one Mariah than 14 Cause.
There was actually more Cause, but they couldn't get to them because they were on Mariah.
And their brother was, starting conspiracy theories about Barsha. Mariah, the aliens.
I was also watching...
Tin whistles were picking up signals.
There's an OC podcast, and towards the end of that show...
I wonder why our podcast is so strange. I know, because you listen to the worst podcast.
But they were talking about the fact that they'd cast Kevin Sorbo, and the casting director was like, I regret that one. But one of the people in this week's episode was like, so when he was on set, was he confused by the cameras? Were they going to capture his soul? It was very fun. But a little bit of a gem that Barsha gave us is that there were these photographers called the Guzmans. And they're a married couple. Their name wasn't Guzman, but they just used that name. and they sort of, I don't know if it's invented, but their method was to shoot from two angles at the same time. So they could get close-ups and far away and just different parts, and they'd capture different things, which, obviously led to some fun and more options to sort of play with. But this did start to create an issue with a particular artist who preferred one side of the face only.
Oh, yeah.
And Barsha says, "You know who I'm talking about."
We know.
I was like, oh, yeah, what would they have done? I'm sorry, you can't shoot me from two angles. No, I only have
you
one.
You can shoot me from two angles, but they're both
the
over
same
there.
one. From
No,
far away.
You've gone past the
and then
line. There's a 90-degree line. If you go past there, then no photos.
So you can stand far away over there, and then you even farther. Just keep going. Just keep going.
As we've seen, we're halfway through the movie. She's been shot from both sides.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I
think it was, as we discovered around the fantasy film clip, she just thought it would be, she'd heard this was a rumor and thought it would be hilarious to
lean into it.
Yeah. So I think that's mostly where it comes from. But it was just so funny.
My theory about someone, insisting that they're from the block, despite the rocks that they've got. And I feel like they are absolutely a diva. Whereas I feel like Mariah is acting the diva because she thinks it's hysterical. But in reality, she's like tracksuit pants with chocolate stains on the top. I think
it's probably that the regular one is a diva and pretends not to be. Mariah is a diva who acts like a diva for fun. Probably isn't as much as a diva that you would think, but is still completely a diva. I feel like if you were at Mariah's Christmas and you... No, but I feel like I really feel like if you played a song that wasn't a Christmas song during Christmas, you wouldn't be invited next year. No, I think there would be some rules.
That's normal.
Set.
I would do that.
Yes, very normal.
I'm a diva, aren't I? Speaking of diva behaviour, I know I'm dressed the same as I was last week, but that's because we were in the Midwest and I thought I should dress in a Western shirt appropriately.
Oh my God.
I know I've really gone to town for this podcast. I've made an effort.
Yeah. I dress in earth tones.
Yeah.
Earth tones. So I mix with the brown.
Well, speaking of earth tones, shall we get back to the brownness that is Tennessee?
I think we should.
Let's brown it on down. Break it on down. Break it on brown.
Maybe it's because everything was done in that dark room. It was all developed in the dark room.
I think a lot was going on in the dark room and no one was actually making the film.
Break me on down. In a motel, Mariah gives Carter some truths.
Truthers.
Exactly. While Alice listens on in the next room because it's a motel. Mariah doesn't know what that is. They had to explain it to her on the day. So thankfully, Mariah is a genius and trades her husband's car for another one. What a legend.
She trades a classic 67 Mustang for some piece of shit.
Yeah. Because she knows. She knows Frank's going to track her down.
Yeah.
So
Frank's going to want his car back.
Yeah. It did make me wonder, though, what happens later if she has to trade again? She's just going to end up with a little,
a tricycle.
Brum. Do you remember Brum? The little UK car with a face. So we'll get Brum. So the brothers have I don't know, actually. I was just thinking of a little kid car. So the brothers have a fight in the car because, look, Carter likes a splash, apparently.
Carter loves a splash.
Loves a splash. While driving...
although he's a two-pot screamer. Or one
literally, yeah.
Have a sip, and now I'm having a nice little nice in the car after my slip.
I love that he's also now a pack-a-day smoker. Based on that impression.
He smokes all the way through the film. He's always smoking.
He's always smoking for the whole film.
Love. While driving through Arkansas, we flash back.
Arkansas. I'm going to talk like that now. That's not his voice. It's the wig.
No, I can't. It's too much. The wig has a cigarette hanging out of it.
Yes, it's not him smoking. It's the wig.
Oh no. Oh, shit. All right.
Love, pull over. I need a pack of fags. Give me a packet of 50 holidays.
Oh my god, this is so stupid. But why does it actually makes more sense? This is more character development than anything else in this film. Where am I? Oh my god, I need to find it. Okay, so we're flashing back. All right.
Oh, flashback.
So we're flashing
I wasn't
back.
in the flashback.
I
Oh,
know,
God,
I
I'm
know.
kind of a trailer.
So, but Mariah's traded it. Oh no. That's how they ended up with the wig in the first place. Mariah traded it.
Traded for a trailer.
So we're flashing back. It is a footpath girl who gets even more lines, which is nice. They're at the high school. They're at the high school football game.
Yeah, he's the star of the football thing.
Yeah,
At the school,
and even that's kind of that thing of like it's it's a trope, and we are just meant to know it.
We've watched Friday Night Lights. We get it.
Yeah. I saw 17 again. I know what this is about. So I think that's basketball. It's all the same.
It's a sport.
So some stuff happens. They have a little patch.
I was the coach in that match,
Lies, I can't.
That's how we met the wig. The wig was the coach.
Oh no! Oh no! I can see it too.
I've been coaching this team for years, Dom.
Shit. That's why he's returning. So he returned it to the school.
Yeah, he's returning the wig back to school. So keep coaching.
So we sort of have to guess that this girl, footpath girl, is what Carter's referring to when he tells Mariah that he gave everything up for Alice.
I gave everything up.
We assume
All I'm left with is this wig.
Shut up, you snack.
Carter and Mariah chat a bit in the car until Alice starts burning up. So they stop at a motel again, and Mariah finds out he has full-on cancer.
No.
It's like, what's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him?
I don't understand. Why
Why
doesn't
is he wearing the beanie the whole time? It's not even that cold.
Why didn't you give him your wig? I don't understand.
It would have been warmer in the wig than the beanie.
I'm not going on his head, you poison.
Oh my God. So now Mariah hears on the radio that she's been reported as kidnapped.
Kidnapped.
So
While she's at the buffet. It's really
I know. And I literally have they get
Mariah at the buffet like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Again,
I'm being reported as kidnapped, but look at all this
it wasn't the buffet, it was craft services. It wasn't meant to be filming. They just started around her. Like, whatever, she's here. All right, she's here and she's awake.
Just
Film.
turned up.
For goodness sake.
Start rolling.
But
She's
so
so
they
unprofessional.
so they decide to get the fuck out of there, but not until after Mariah steals some pastries.
Oh my God. It's free. It's the buffet.
Yeah,
She had
gotta
to
take
go
it.
back and get something for their... Because, he needs to keep his strength up to keep that beanie on.
It's a lot.
Did you get a pastry for me?
Yeah, that's why there's 4.
3 for me, 1 for you. That's math. So Frank catches up to them, and now Mariah gets to do a fun car chase.
It is possibly the dullest car chase in the history of cinema.
Oh, he thinks we're going that way. I'm going to turn down this corner.
I'll turn. And him being a policeman just won't be able to keep up. And he doesn't.
He does it. I know.
And then what
he was
happens after?
I think he was. Firstly, I think that Frank was probably too soothed from listening to his gunshot app in the car.
Yes, he
so
loves
that's
his
probably
gunshot
why
app.
he was too relaxed. So they're like, we'd better ditch the car and hop on a
just dump
train. We're gonna
Like the littlest
We're gonna
hobo.
trade. We're gonna trade this car for a train. So
They get on like the littlest hobo. Like
yeah,
I worked
which
with the
I
littlest hobo. I paid a hedgehog.
the pastry kind, the kind from the bakery. Yum.
Yeah, I was very good at pastry work.
the wig's got a whole personality now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you go with it. It's about as made up as everything else in this movie.
It's making more sense than anything in the movie.
She's got a whole
Let's
arc.
put an Alice band on me. I was itchy for wax.
God. It's funny because I know the littlest hobo from The Simpsons. So
Oh,
for me,
you know the
this
real
was
littlest
an
hobo.
episode. No.
It was a dog.
Great.
It was a dog that would get on a train, go to another town, then help out some strangers from a problem, and then get back on the train and go somewhere else.
Oh, it's like Wishbone. but earlier.
Wishbone.
Yeah. Do you not know Wishbone?
No.
It was the same thing. Wishbone would dress up. Sometimes
Oh.
he was in the Wild West, so he'd have a little cowboy hat. Sometimes he was like Amish or whatever.
Was it a cartoon?
No, it was a real dog.
A real dog that dressed
Yeah.
up.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
because the
Google-
littlest hobo was a real dog. It was like an Alsatian kind of thing.
I'm going to Google Wishbone and just give you
And there was a song. It was like, maybe tomorrow I want to settle down.
Obviously,
Until tomorrow, I'll
because
just
there's
keep
a-
rolling on.
There's a Wishbone theme song. I reckon they've gone straight to the Littlest Hobo and gone, we'll just do that.
We'll just do that. But
There's an
the
episode
dog can
called-
dress up so no one accuses us of plagiarism.
There's a
I was at Wishbone.
there's an episode called Bark to the Future Part 1.
No.
So Wishbone is everything else. There's an episode where he's dressed like Poirot. Like it's all.
Oh,
He's
that's
Robin Hood.
Wishbone.
Oh, he's so cute, Robin.
I want to watch Wishbone now. No,
It's
I
so
love The
good.
Littlest Hobo.
Oh,
It's the best.
There's one with him dressed as like a Shakespearean character with a rose in his mouth.
Oh, and he was
he
a
looks
Jack
like-
Russell.
Yes, he looks like an apothecary in this one. He's reading
Oh, you've
Oliver
gotta-
Twist.
You've got to look up
You've got to
The
look at him.
Littlest Hobo.
Okay, you've also got to look at him as Robin Hood with his bow, and there's a little paw.
Oh, yeah. The paw's holding the bow. It's not a... That dog's been tortured.
Oh my god, the impossible. No, I'm looking up the impossible dream now. Why am I looking that up? What do you call the Littlest Hobo?
Littlest Hobo was the best. I loved The Littlest Hobo. Look at him, he's so cute.
Oh yeah, he's a real.
It was like it was a show from the 60s, and then they brought it back in like the 80s.
okay, like
It's
Lassie, but
amazing.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon this is the origins of Wishbone for sure.
Yeah. And he would just go to little other towns.
I love that we've just gone, this movie's too much. Let's just watch Wishbone. So, okay. Back to Tennessee. So we finally
Tennessee.
we finally have made it to Tennessee, and I say finally, even though it feels like it should have taken a bit longer. Like they've just kind of popped down the road a few hundred meters,
it's not
jumped on a
that-
train,
it's
and
like-
we're there.
Yeah, it's like driving to Adelaide.
Okay.
It's just that unlike America, we don't have towns between here and Adelaide.
Yeah.
I mean, there are towns, but there's no like cities. Like there's
No, yeah.
there's a lot of people between where were they? New Mexico and Tennessee.
Oh, geography. I don't know. They could have been in Tennessee this whole time, for all I know. They're actually in Canada, but anyway.
Yeah, they filmed it in Canada, didn't they?
I think so. Everything's filmed in Canada. Let's say it was.
Everything's in Canada.
So they get some drinks while Mariah makes a phone call to her friend Tracy.
Hey,
in my head, I don't know why, but it's Tracy Chapman.
Tracy Chapman
It's
got a
Tracy
fast
Chapman.
car.
Yeah, yeah. That's why she's like, I'm going to trade it. I'm going to trade my train for her fast car.
She's got a fast car.
So she lives nearby, and so Mariah leaves a message. Naturally, Tracy calls Frank's number as it's the only one she has, which alludes Frank, to know where. That's a whole thing.
I don't know if you know, but I played Tracy in the film because you didn't have to see me.
I was on the other end of that phone. Meanwhile, Mariah spots a pawn shop and tries to sell her guitar to help Alice. But thankfully, she doesn't have to because Carter finds a convenient flyer that says there is a singer-songwriter night happening right now. So,
Oh my God, this is the exact plot of the Brady Bunch movie.
I love a convenient flyer who, it just helps fix everything. It's happening right now.
You know, I also played Jan Brady when she pretended to be another person.
the wig, the RuPaul wig that she steals.
Yes.
Such
That
a good
was
movie.
me. I've been in many films.
It's such a good movie.
It is.
Oh well, no, it wasn't
But yet
RuPaul's
we're
wig. was
watching
it?
this one.
I said it was RuPaul's wig, but it wasn't RuPaul's wig. Ru had a different wig on.
Yeah, she was a different.
She was. Sorry,
But it was
she
a
played a few roles.
RuPaul-esque wig.
Yeah, she played different wigs. She's just so verse.
Yes.
So Frank, at this point, Frank comes across a man whose wife has locked herself in a public restroom. So naturally, he coaxes her out. I don't know. He coaxes her out and sends them on their way, despite her looking fucking terrified.
Yeah, and beaten up.
Right.
Quite clearly, very badly beaten up.
But I think we're supposed to think that Frank is finally seeing the error of his ways.
Is Frank
And
going,
yet he's like,
oh,
I
think I'm a bad guy.
probably shouldn't do
just-
that, but I'll let them go.
I'm a state trooper who's just crossed state lines to find my wife. Because she took my car because she's scared of me and my gunshot buddies. No, not going to have a realization here. I'll still go and find her.
So Mariah jumps on stage at the Convenient Flyer night and sings her song Right to Dream, which we will be covering at the end.
Got a right to dream.
Is that the wig again? I say
You've got a right to dream.
I say it's good, but I'm sad that it's not almost home. Now that
It's
is a
not
song.
almost home, but it's a good song.
Everyone
Video
is
clip's
shocked.
got a lot of talking in it, though.
It does. Everyone is shocked that she can sing, even though she's Mariah Carey.
It's Mariah
Sam.
fucking Carey. Don't you people know anything? I sat on Liza Minnelli for 8 years. I know exactly what it sounds like when someone can sing.
This is the podcast now, isn't it?
It's Posh and a wig.
Well, box of hair, because wasn't that your old?
Box of hair. Yes.
I remember. We've known each other too long.
We have known each other far too long.
Of course, her voice, though, Mariah's voice is so transcendent that Frank can hear it from 87 kilometers away and comes to the pub. But Mariah keeps singing anyway, and Frank leaves because, like, the song is just so powerful that he just, like, gets it. He gets it.
You've got a right to dream.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave
See ya.
now. Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that man and the woman who locked herself away. Anyway, I've got to go home.
What is this scene?
I
Like
don't
Mariah has transformed him with the power of song.
I know.
He's just like, I've seen the error of my ways while you sang a song, and I helped an abusive man get his abused girlfriend back in the car so he could bash her some more.
Maybe he was thinking, oh God, this is a lot like the Brady Bunch movie. I might go watch that in my motel.
I'm going to go home and watch that. That was a good film.
So-
what I mean is not.
Yeah. So I assume Mariah wins. It's not really clear. But she gives the boys some money anyway to finish their trip.
She won.
Yeah,
Like
lots
all
of-
the money.
Yeah, all of it. Even money that wasn't up to be awarded. She won. So she gives them some money to finish their trip on the bus while she heads to Tracy's.
Going to Tracy's.
I'm going to go to Tracy's, go see a little Chapman, get that fast car. It'll be nice, actually. While on the bus, Alice gets another blood nose and passes out. So Carter takes him to hospital.
He had to
Carter-
clean up the blood with me. It was embarrassing.
Carter is going to see the dad, and Alice asks him to get a photo of Shakira's nearby breasts.
Yes, more mountains.
Yeah, near more mountains. Carter seems to misinterpret Alice's requests and instead takes photos of some local children at school from the bushes.
That's problematic.
It's now.
I
that he's-
refused to be in that scene and they had
Yeah.
to tie me on.
God. So this is where he sees Footpath Girl. Only now she's Footpath Woman. Funny how that happened.
Footpath woman.
I'm Footpath Woman.
Stay away from me.
Instead of walking up to her, he instead enters the school grounds and speaks to a young girl who's all alone, and it's not creepy at all.
No. Hey, little girl. Hey, little girl, come over here.
I just want to talk.
The man under me wants to have a word.
Gotta lie. Carter shows Alice the photos he took, and Alice is like, "Boom! I already knew she was there." We have another flashback. To toxic dad being a toxic ass. Now we're back in the present. So Alice appears to be fully dying. So he sends a package in a taxi to somewhere.
Yeah.
Carter goes to their dad's address, but boom, he dead.
He's dead.
I know. Carter asks about Alice's obsession with Shakira's breasts. Apparently, when their parents were fighting, he would stare at them and life would just be better.
Right.
Anyway, I'm now, sorry, I'm just hearing in my head, whenever, wherever, as sung by the wig.
Lucky that my breasts are small and humble so you don't mistake them for mountains.
Shit.
Was that everything you dreamed of, babe?
God. It's so revolting. I can smell it.
Whenever.
Actually smell the stale smoke.
Yes.
Mariah comes
Polyester and stale cigarette
God.
smoke. It's beautiful. I also stink of bourbon because someone washed me in it
sure.
yesterday.
Yeah. Just one little sip of it, though, and then he fell asleep. Mariah comes to visit Alice, and I swear, if she's not a match for his bone marrow, I will throw this movie in the bin.
Oh, well, I'll open the bin lid for you then.
Yeah, right? It's full of other wigs. Carter thanks a nurse on the elevator for looking after Alice, but she doesn't know what he's talking about, and I don't know what's going on either.
Yeah, no, because Alice said that he knew the girl was at the high school because there was a nurse called something or another who obviously was some girl that he went to school with who now had a different surname.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
So
Not at all.
I was the wig was taking up all the space. So
Well,
Alice
band was
asks
too tight during that scene. I didn't get any of it.
So Alice asks Carter to lie down with him, and it's not looking good, guys. So Mariah comes and sits with Carter in the hallway, and I assume Alice is fully dead now.
Probably, yeah. I
Yeah?
think that's when you sit in the hallway of a
Sure.
hospital. It means dead has happened.
Yeah, so if you
Like
ever
if this
see
was a good
anyone-
movie, we would have had the hearse go past, and Mariah would start singing.
well,
Beneath
Mariah would
My
have
Wings.
traded a car for the hearse. She's like, I got the hearse. We'll take him
And we
all
just
the
hear,
rest of the
"Did
way.
you ever know that
Yeah.
you're my hero?"
She'd take him the rest of the way. So he's fully dead now. So Carter goes to the cemetery to visit his dead dad. I wonder if he's related to Emily from A Christmas Melody, who also has a dead dad.
No free house in this one, though. Sam.
No free house, just a free Coke.
The most free things.
Yeah, because they spend all the money on Mariah.
Wait till I tell you the gaping plot hole in this movie, of which
I'm
there are
very-
many, but there's a
no.
massive one.
Okay. In the chapel, a man says he has something for Carter. If it's a box of bone marrow, I'm afraid it may be too late.
Comes in a box, you know.
Got an inkling. I've just got an inkling.
It was
Because
the box next to my box of hair. It was the box of bone.
Yeah, I just imagine the dad going, when I go, I just want you to take my bone marrow and give it to my dying son just in case.
Just in case.
Alas, it's Alice's package with his camera, a chocolate bar, and a letter. The letter tells Carter that Alice knew all along about their dead dad.
I knew he was dead.
Yeah, he was already dead. He'd written a letter from treatment, but got back an obituary from whoever was living in that house now.
Yeah.
For some reason, this got Alice thinking about Footpath Girl. He called her parents and they had a good old yarn. That's when he decided to manipulate Carter into going back to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Magic. Just all the twists. The twists and turns.
So many turns.
I got dizzy during this film.
Yeah. Carter meets Mariah on top of Shakira's breasts and unceremoniously hurls Alice's ashes. It's just like,
Oh my god! I've still got some in me.
so, I mean,
It's
fine.
very messy.
I wouldn't mind it. No. Anyway. So yeah, I said I've seen cage matches with more tenderness than him throwing those ashes. Like, anyways, bye. Mariah says goodbye to Carter and heads to Nashville. Bye, Mariah. While he decides to hang around and watch some more school children.
Oh, duh.
I don't know how long he's there for, a week, a month, who knows?
Full Rolf Harris, R.I.P.
Oh, yeah. He sees Footpath Girl, and then the movie ends.
Yep, that's it.
It ends. We don't
just
know
stops.
what happened. Alice died
We've
for
already
nothing.
established she can't have too many lines.
Yeah. So they're like, you know what? Does he go up to her? Does he not? Who knows? Because she's not allowed to
knows?
talk.
Also, I would ask, who cares?
God. And that literally is the end of the movie.
That was
Nothing
in my
else.
contract. He couldn't kiss her while I was on his head.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough, I guess. Yeah, so thus brings us to the conclusion
The end of Tennessee.
of Tennessee, although not really a conclusion. just poor Alice
R.I.P.
had to die.
2 hours of my life.
So yeah, what was? I mean, let me see. Oh, I don't have my phone's too far away because it interrupts with the mic. But the text I got was not positive.
I can read it to you.
Yeah.
Where am I? This movie is so bad. Which I think I said about the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
Mariah hadn't sung a song yet.
No.
It was very regular.
Yeah, I did feel a little bit like we'd forgotten to exit the regular verse.
And then I said I was going to cancel the recording because I was not going to make it to the end of the film.
Yeah. And then I think is that when I said that it's hilarious that this is what finally did you in?
Yeah.
Was not all the regularity, not 8 J-Lo albums, but this movie.
This movie. This whatever it is. I feel like calling it a piece of shit is giving it too much.
Oh, poor Mariah.
Mariah's, you know what? Ethan Peck is great. Mariah is great.
Well, she's good from about halfway. I feel like the first.
Well, she's only in it from about halfway.
She didn't know what it was yet. She hadn't read the script in that first portion.
But I think
then she gets good.
She's got a character. It's she's got like her
Yeah,
relationship
it's Mariah
with Frank
Carey.
is kind of yuck. It's like you kind of believe it. You're like, oh yeah, I believe you didn't leave. You're dumb for not leaving, but I believe that you didn't leave. But yeah, I'm not. It's not good.
There's some script issues. So yeah, why don't you enlighten us with your plot holes?
Okay, so they can't afford a Coke at the roadside diner, right?
Right.
That Mariah has to give them a free one. Mariah has to enter a singing competition. Well, no, it's a songwriting competition to win enough money for them to catch the bus to Tennessee to get the bone marrow.
Yeah.
In all of this, no one has pointed out that America's hospital system is very much a user pays system.
Yeah, true.
Any of these treatments he's had are upwards of $10,000-$15,000 a pop. He can't afford a Coca-Cola. He can't afford any of this treatment. Like none of this. Like from the beginning. Like how did he get into and out of hospital without a massive bill? Like how has that happened?
Maybe that's why he didn't have. Like maybe he'd saved the rest. And so when he opened his wallet, Mariah saw $10,000 and like a quarter, and he could only spend a quarter. So she's like, "Well, all right, I'll give you a free Coke."
A free Coke.
It makes as much sense as the rest of the movie.
I mean, the whole movie is balls. The fact that they've borrowed the Brady Bunch plot.
So silly.
Really troubling.
It's the Brady Bunch movie, but without what's her name?
Shelley Long.
No, that would be great. No, I'm going to find her name. Hang on.
Alice.
Oh, she'd also be great.
Ben Stiller's wife.
No. Hang on. I'm going to get it.
Without Sheryl Crow.
Why is Sheryl Crow in
Smart.
it? Alana Eubank.
Alana Eubank?
Do you know her?
No.
You will. She plays Marsha's lesbian best friend. But she is also she's in literally all other movies. She's in Sister Act 2 as the one who sings the Love Boat.
She's in one of the Legally Blonde friends?
Yes, she's in Legally Blonde as one of the friends. She's in Coco as I think the voice of like the grandmother. She's in everything and you don't know it. Yeah. So I'm always fascinated to talk about Alana Eubank.
I like her, yes. Yeah. I know exactly who you mean now.
So she could have played the wig. She could have played the wig.
She would have been so good as the wig.
So good as the wig. She would have been a better wig.
Can we talk about the wig? Like, I know I was making fun of it, but it's really one of the worst hair pieces I've ever seen in my life. Like, what is going on with his stupid hair? Like,
I really would love to find out if it's actually his hair. Like, he's like, that was my hair. I don't know why you guys are being so mean.
Like, when he was in high school, he had, like, normal hair.
I know.
Like, that looked like natural hair. And then for the rest of the movie, he's got, like, this sort of, even one of the boys from Take That wouldn't wear that hair. And they've had some terrible hair.
Yeah. It's giving a little bit of... Remember when Mel C cut all the hair off and then had to grow it out?
Yes.
It's that. But hers was blonde.
Yeah, it's just like... And why make Ethan Peck wear a hoodie, like beanie for the whole film? Like, it's not like his hair fell out as part of the story.
No.
Like, he never really did any chemo. Again, chemo, hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can't afford. But yeah, also, I don't understand why... I just gave him weird blood noses all the time.
I know. Well, that's how you find out. That's the diagnosis. Yeah. On a bus or in a dark room. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God he was in those
Bleeding from
places.
the nose.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have known that he was dying.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, taking photos of Shakira's breasts or looking at photos of Shakira's breasts on the bus.
Seriously, one of the worst things I've ever had to sit through.
Given what we've done in this podcast, that is really saying something.
Yeah, I know. It's it's irredeemable. You know what the thing is? It's not bad. Like, if it was terrible, I could get on board. I could be like,
because it could be hilarious. Yes,
but it's just relentlessly bleak and dull. Like, nothing really happens other than some poor children and women get bashed up.
Yeah. Well, like I said at the beginning, I had to work real hard to make it funny.
But like all the women and kids who are abused in this film, there's never really any consequences for the men who abuse them.
No.
Like, none of them get, like, the only person who has any kind of consequence for their actions is the younger brother who's doing a nice thing for his older brother, and so of course that kills him.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it is just the messaging of the film is terrible.
It's a moment.
The magical guitar moment, like you just, like, it's a great song because it's written by Mariah Carey and Willie Nelson. So of course it's going to win any songwriting competition. But that character of Crystal, who works in a diner, I just don't believe she could win a competition. Like, I think Mariah did such a good job of playing her as a bit of a useless housewife that I'm just like, nah, you wouldn't win that competition. This makes no sense.
It's probably because it wasn't meant to be a part of the movie. It's just that Mariah wrote the song, and they're like, "Well, we'll just keep filming
I've written a song. Can we put it in the film?"
Yeah.
I mean, was it the only song? Maybe there was another song that was meant to be in the film.
That might have been. Should we get to some music?
Should we get to some music?
I think we should.
All right, let's bring it on. Give me some music.
So, because we've done Mariah's discography and we've given them all ratings. So I was like, we have to, from 1 to infinity, give it a little rating. So let's start with Right to Dream, which was, as you mentioned, written by Mariah and Willie Nelson. What did you think of Right to Dream?
I have loved this for a very long time.
Yeah.
I remember, 2008, I would have downloaded a really dodgy MP3 of it from the internet before it was released. It was crackly. I think it was taped off a radio show. Like, I think someone recorded it from a radio, because you could hear the little bit of announcer at the start, and then they uploaded it as an MP3, and it was, I loved it until I could get the real one, which I had to get it as an import because I don't think it was released here.
No.
But I love it. It's, it feels like old school Mariah ballad. It never quite gets into the country area that I feel like it's trying to get into.
Yes. Yeah. I thought it was fun because we've not heard Mariah do country at all.
No.
So that was interesting because I was like, oh, this gives a bit of a taste of what that could be.
Yes.
Because it's got the storytelling nature, of course. A stripped back production always works nicely. The ending was very abrupt. I was like, oh, it's over. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, she did say she wrote it in character. She wrote it for her character. It's the story of her character. It's, it's like all the songs from Glitter, which, that she's written all kind of tell a story of those characters. So,
yes.
Yeah, I think, I don't think there's a, it probably wasn't meant to be a big kind of, single
moment,
but it turned into one just because it's Mariah and Willie Nelson. Why wouldn't you?
So what score would you give it from number 1 to infinity?
Well, look, it's a ballad. It's Mariah and a bit of guitar. Like, how can you give it anything but infinity? Like, it is the purest form of Mariah. It's a ballad.
Knowing me, I found a way to not give it infinity.
It's just completely, it's unadulterated, pure Mariah.
It is.
There's nothing else going on here. It's just Mariah.
I've gone for what's usually my infinity, which is 4.5.
Yeah. Oh, that's
that's
infinity and a half.
That's high.
Really,
yeah, exactly. It's my favorite Mariah song now.
But it is. It's a good song.
But this is the song that Mariah and Willie wrote. But there was the possibility of another song that could have been used, which is a song called "Help Me Make It Through the Night," which I've forgotten to look up who did that. So I'm going to do that right now.
Chris Christopherson wrote that song.
Thank you. There you go.
And it was on his album Christopherson.
Of course.
It's a frequently covered song. Like Johnny
Yes.
Cash did it. Like heaps of people have done this song. Like it's an old country standard, basically.
Yeah. And the fun part is that I stumbled upon it while listening to songs for the next episode.
Oh, wow.
Because when I was watching a video for the next episode, this song came on straight after it.
Oh, wow.
And I happened to be working on this episode. I was like, this is Mariah Magic.
What?
So
I'm
this
glad
one...
that Mariah can invade.
Yeah, she's like, you need me. You need me.
Experience that.
Yeah. I thought this was nice as well. Like, I thought it's another country Mariah moment. I kind of feel like we need a whole EP. We need the Tennessee EP.
Yeah.
Of Mariah singing country. Get Dolly in for a little duet. Heaven.
Look, I'm telling you, I mean, I really enjoy the Gaga version, but Mariah doing A Star Is Born, can you imagine?
Well, that's kind of what, as we've discussed, it's kind of what Glitter was probably meant to be.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit like that. But yeah, Chris Christopherson obviously was in A Star Is Born with Barbara Streisand. Yeah, I kind of want a Mariah country album now.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, all right.
Yeah.
I ain't mad. I'm not mad.
Because also she loves the soul edge. It's got the gospel-y edge.
And we know Mariah loves Olivia Newton-John, who also dabbled.
Yes.
So that could be the vein. Soulful
I don't know if you saw this
country.
week, but they have Olivia's got an album out posthumously, R.I.P. Of duets, which does feature the Hopelessly Devoted to You with Mariah from the concert.
Amazing. Often when I sing that song, I sing the ad-libs from that version because I love that Olivia, her voice wasn't quite as high at that point in her career. So when she sings But Now, she's like, but now. I'm like, yes, grit. I love grit Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, that was me. That wasn't me. Olivia called me in for that one and she needed a bit of pitching.
Thanks. Thanks a lot of you back. I just want to like read through her IMDb. She's still open on my thing. I think she was in that movie where Reese Witherspoon, Freeway. Yeah, Reese Witherspoon and Kiefer Sutherland.
Right.
Oh, so many things.
Sorry. But yeah, Help Me Make It Through the Night. I just adore. I love a Mariah cover as well.
Yes.
Because she's really skilled at taking a song and being like, this is how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, has anyone else ever sung this song before? Like,
no.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. But Mariah makes
I'm
it
in a
sound
feud
like,
with Paulini because she steals Mariah's covers. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It happened once, but I'm still mad about it.
But yeah, I think it's she just has such a unique take on things. It's just I love a Mariah cover, and I wish there was more country Mariah. Should we write her a letter? Get in the Butterfly Lounge, countrify a whole album, please.
Yes. I've gone for the same score. I've gone for a 4.5 on this as well. What are you giving it?
It's another infinity. It's amazing. Like, also the fact that it's still enjoyable, even though she doesn't sing for a full minute in the middle.
Yeah. And I mean, had we not had Right to Dream, I would have been just as happy with Help Me Make It Through the Night.
Yeah, they would have had to rewrite the script though from a songwriting competition to a singing competition.
That's true. Unless it was just like Coyote Ugly. and they pretend that she wrote the song, but actually it was Diane Warren.
Yes.
Down,
Down. Leanne Rimes dancing on the bar in a very sedate manner.
At the end of the podcast, baby. Almost there, almost home. You could probably say, but you won't because of copyright. That's a no.
All right, we're almost home. This has been a punishing journey. Like I didn't think I would come out of the regular verse and
into Tennessee.
Yeah, out of the frying pan and into the wig.
Oh no.
I mean, like, I will say, Mariah I thought was good. And
She was. I liked her.
I think Ethan Peck is really good in this as well.
Yes.
I just think it's going nowhere, and there's such a lack of action and intrigue. Like, even the car chase, the world's most boring car chase, is quite dull. And the fact that there's no confrontation with Lance Reddick, like he can't, like he's normally great. I think he's not great in this either. I think.
Oh really? I didn't mind his performance. I just don't think there was anything in the writing.
Yeah, I think maybe he had nothing to do. But yeah, just like when he's like in the bar and he's like, "Oh yeah, well I'll give up this. I've just spent like a whole week chasing my wife across 3 states." And now
I'm that crazy. But she sang a song, so I better stop.
She sang a song. I'm gonna go now. So yeah.
As if he's never heard her sing before, like.
Yeah, I feel like there's a confrontation they should have had there, and that just was, you know. I mean, I understand the power of Mariah's music to change someone's heart. That makes sense to me. Yeah. But that was Crystal singing, not Mariah.
No, weird, yeah.
I don't think Crystal's that skilled. Mariah, yes.
Yes.
Crystal.
Well, see, this is what's so hard, because we've come from the regular verse into regular Tennessee.
Yeah.
Only to dive back into the regular verse next week.
No.
I know.
Why would you do this to me?
But we're going... It's a different part of the regular verse.
There's a different part of the regular verse?
Yes, it's the Spanish part of the regular verse.
Oh, yes, I lived there sometime on top of Cheetah Rivera's head.
Oh, my God.
She's a problem. We've got to get rid of this wig.
Yeah, get rid of her. Let's take her out the back and shoot her.
I feel like I've turned into Hey, it's Saturday now. We're talking to a wig.
You're Dickie Nee, but just dick. You're just a dick.
Hey, that's no way to talk about me.
Oh no, this is all too much. But yeah, so we're so sorry. Things are going to continue to be regular as we dive into the Jennifer Lopez album, which I can't pronounce, but you might be able to give it a crack.
It's como una mujer.
Perfect. So yeah, come back for that.
It translates to how a woman loves.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will that question be answered? I don't know. We'll find out.
No, I could tell you. No, I don't want to hear from you anymore.
Let's exit before she takes over the whole podcast. All right. Bye, Lamely.
Bye, Lamely.